should mention this tweet here, you may recall. This was the tweet that the president sent out on election night. The most retweeted tweet in history, so 900,000 and counting retweets. So both campaigns, as well as brands, and companies, and organizations, can follow a couple simple strategies to succeed. We like to say you should listen to the community, you should build your own community, engage with that community, and then ultimately move that community to some action. For you, tweeting out your stories, hopefully you're moving people to click, to read the story. The campaigns have other interests, whether that's driving traffic or offline. So first to listen. So you saw some of the dashboards that we provide our advertisers. These are other dashboards created using third-party tools, Topsy, Crimson Hexagon, Unicities, Radiant 6, some of these other tools. This one shows the volume of Twitter discussion on the day that Mitt Romney chose his vice presidential nominee. Okay, so you see that the media, NBC News, broke the story at midnight, and there was a little bit of conversation, and then everybody went to sleep. And then as they woke up, they started tweeting. You can see he made the announcement with a YouTube video and a tweet, and on television was when it peaked. So we see this all the time. Twitter is a reflection of what's on television many times. Because people are dual screening, they're watching TV. The same was true, of course, during the presidential debates. You can watch in real time as the different terms and comments, singers, the candidates say appear on Twitter. This was a famous moment here. Big Bird here. Mitt Romney wanted to cut government spending for public TV. And Big Bird was on public TV, so he said, we're going to cut your money, Big Bird. Everybody sort of tweeted, even Big Bird, don't cut my funding. And PBS put out a promoted tweet saying, public television is very important, don't cut our funding. And the same thing, of course, happens here. So this similar to our 4th of July, right? 25th of May. We have a lot of people tweeting about it, talking about it. It starts to bubble up, peaks during the event, during the rally, the parade, and then it starts to dissipate. So you want to listen, you want to get an idea of what people are talking about. And then you want to build your own community. As a reporter, you want to do this. You want people to follow you for your news organizations. And of course, the campaigns will do that too. One thing that Obama did very well is that he divided his Twitter handles up and segmented them by the audience. So of course he had his main handle, the biggest handle. He'd been around for several years. He can tweet out his message of the day. Today I'm working on jobs. Today I'm meeting with so-and-so. Usually positive. His wife, Michelle Obama, a very popular figure. She's going to tweet more positive information about the family, about Obama the man, the person. The truth team is where they're going to hit Mitt Romney. So if Mitt Romney is giving a speech and they disagree, they're responding in real time. Students for Obama, Latinos for Obama, women for Obama, dog lovers for Obama, Ohio, Virginia, Pennsylvania. Many different accounts for very different audiences. And you can see that again make it smaller, but they have very specific requirements. So for your publications, you may have a main account, CNN, and then CNN Sports, CNN Health, CNN Politics. Here are some examples. So Romney did the same thing. They had a Romney response. Mitt Romney is giving his speech at the Republican convention. Issues absent from Romney's speech: Social Security, Medicare, Iraq, Afghanistan, illegal immigration. He forgot to thank the troops, which became a big story. And that's because they were responding in real time. So reporters were watching the speech on TV, they had Twitter up, tweet deck, Hootsuite, and they were seeing the response. These are not real mock-ups, but this too, I think you'll start to see here in Argentina. They want to fact check truth response. Part of your goal, part of the campaign's goal when they're building their audience is to make sure that you're following them. They want influential people following them. This is going to include other elected officials. In America, 100% of the United States Senate is on Twitter. 95% of the House, the lower house. 49 of the 50 governors are active on Twitter. And as we said, just about every political journalism. So for the campaigns, this is a way for them to get their message out very quickly to a very influential audience. And of course, the same is true here. We've got, of course, the president is very active on Twitter, as you know, as well as many other officials. And then you've got TV personalities, news personalities. And I think this is unique, or a differentiator for Twitter. There are other social networks, but when you're at work, I think many of these people are active on Twitter. Having a lot of followers is good, but you want them to stay. And to get them to stay, you want to have good content. So one thing that the campaigns did very well was this exclusive access. This is Mitt, nice and relaxed, suit and tie, and he's watching his wife. She's speaking at the convention. All of us are at home watching her on TV, and he's doing the same thing backstage. This was a great account. Mitt's body man. He's the guy, the assistant, who has his water, his coat, his papers. So throughout the whole campaign, he tweeted out these great shots. Another way is through incentives. Give people a reason to follow. So Mitt Romney, follow me for a chance to get a ride on a campaign plane. Obama would offer dinner or coffee with Obama. Here you would spend a day with the mayor, congressman, president. Anything to give that added value. Another reason to follow. So now you're listening to what people are saying. Hopefully you've built up your own audience, followers. And now you want to engage. Because what is special about Twitter is that it's not a one-way medium. It's a medium that really works best when people are engaging. A great way to do that is through real-time messaging. So on Twitter, if you send out a tweet about something that happened 3 days ago, it's not going to get a great response. If you can tweet out something relevant at the moment, it's going to have a terrific response. This was this famous moment when Mitt Romney was making remarks in a private setting, and he said, "I don't need to worry about 47% of the country." the hidden video. The video came out and he had to worry because it was a big problem. So Obama created this Romney responsibility map, cut out 47% of the country that doesn't have 6,700 retweets. It was a very effective way to get a message out that was perfectly timed. In America, we say, do you want to have a beer with Mitt Romney? Do you want to have a beer with George Bush or Barack Obama? You want to humanize the candidate. You want to make he or she more personable, more approachable, and these behind-the-scenes angles as well as humor helps do that. So you can see here again, it's body man. Everyone's at home. This is about the debate is about to begin. You can see Mitt Romney. He's about to go out on stage. And if you look closely back here, you can actually see Barack Obama. So this is their view, and it gives you a sense of what he's thinking when he's about to go out on stage to speak to the American people. This too, another famous moment in the campaign. Clint Eastwood. He gave a speech where he had an empty chair, and he was pretending he was talking to invisible Obama. Mysterious. So Obama tweeted out, "This seat's taken." It was clever. It was very relevant. It had a great photo. 55,000 retweets during the debate. And you see brands do this too. They try to be human, less of a press. Another thing that they did very well was to empower and promote other spokespeople. So you saw that they controlled a lot of different accounts, but they also coordinated and worked with other people. So you see Bob McDonnell, the governor of Virginia. He tweeted out something negative about President Obama, and the Romney campaign promoted that tweet. Like a sponsored spokesperson that you might see on TV. It's a more credible message. Another way to engage is to start conversations around topics. And the best way to do that on Twitter is using hashtags. This is something we see a lot of in the US. You're starting to see it more, I think, in Argentina. So Obama started with hashtag 4 more years. So all his supporters were saying, give Obama hashtag 4 more years so we can fix the economy. And then Mitt Romney said hashtag can't afford 4 more years. So his people were saying we can't afford 4 more. Barack Obama, and then of course Obama came back and said hashtag forward, not back. Mitt Romney represents George W. Bush in the past. We want to move forward. So this is a great way to start these conversations. You can own these hashtags through promoted trend. So one person or one organization per day has that promoted trend. And Kat will speak to that in a moment. So in many of these cases, these were the trends that they bought for that day. And this is continuing today. So literally right now in the U.S. Congress, they're talking about immigration reform. And they're using the hashtag immigration reform. Show your support for immigration reform, retweet this. And everybody's using the same hashtag. So you're engaging now, you're getting people talking, they're listening. Now you want to move them. What can we take action? So one way to do that is with this promoted trend, hashtag Obama on election day. If you click here, it brings you to a search page on Twitter where everyone talking about that hashtag appears. And at the very top, election day is here, stand with Barack, and confirm your voting location. So you would click here, and you would enter your address, and it would say, you vote down the street. It's open until 7 p.m. If you need a ride to the polls, just ask. So they're trying to move people online, offline to vote. They also use Twitter to show support, to get people to share their support, to take that action. Obama did not perform very well in the first debate. So they sent this out. Retweet if you've got the president's back. If you're still supporting the president, retweet it. To show that his people were out there, they were still supporting him. And then, of course, in the United States, raising money is very important for our campaigns. And we did a study showing that you are much more likely to make a donation, visit a site to make a donation, if you are exposed to these politics, as opposed to I mentioned the hashtags, so they're trying to move people online, offline. They're also trying to move people offline, online. And you can do that very effectively with a hashtag. The idea of 360-degree marketing. The hashtag, they bought the trend that day, actually. Hashtag Romney 2012 during their convention. And then once you got to the stadium, you saw another hashtag, GOP 2012 party. And then on the rally sides, Romney 2012. We're seeing hashtags everywhere now in the United States. In fact, 50% of our Super Bowl ads this year included hashtags. And that's the big advertising moment in the US. It's our biggest television. You can also move people with persuasion. Traditionally, persuasion messaging is on TV or radio, but it's starting to move to the internet because of social networks, online video as well. But in this case, infographics are very, very powerful. This one is saying, retweet, we can't afford Mitt Romney's failed policies of the past. Foreign policy from the 1980s. He was trying to start a fight with Russia. Social policies from the 1950s. Economic policy from the 1950s. And Mitt Romney responds with gas prices continue to rise. Obama doesn't have an energy policy. And you can see an increase in gasoline prices during the Obama administration. We saw some candidates and some parties send out videos and tweets election day saying, before you vote, watch this thing. Very powerful if you're on your phone waiting in line to vote. And the Obama team, perhaps the most clever strategy of the campaign, use the hashtag stay in line. We have a problem in the US, people were waiting in line to vote for 2 hours, for 4 hours, for 6 hours, just waiting on their phones. According to the law, if you're in line, they have to let you vote. Even if it closes at 7 p.m., if you're in line, you have to vote. So he said, hashtag stay in line. If you're in line before 7 p.m., you have to vote. And he targeted that to people's voting places in important states. Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia. Some people believe that there's a lot of negativity on the internet and on Twitter, but it turns out that positive messaging is more effective. This was one of his most popular tweets. You see 60,000 retweets. This is when the president expressed his support for same-sex marriage, which is a big issue in the United States. It was timely, it was breaking news, and it was a chance for him to hold on to that issue. Here they are again, embracing. So this was a remarkable moment because he broke history, he broke news this day on Twitter. Traditionally, you do not proclaim victory in a campaign until the other person concedes. You wait, and in 2000, when I worked for Al Gore, both people were waiting for the other one to call. Nobody called. So the campaign did that, it went on another 4 months. I'm still waiting. Wish to concede. He didn't wait. He just tweeted this out. 4 more years. So if you were at home watching TV, you were waiting for the TV to tell you who won, and you learned about it on Twitter. So a remarkable moment for when history was made. See 800,000 retweets and the most liked photo on Facebook. So those are some of the best practices. We call Twitter advertising native advertising because the ads are just like the content. And the content is just like the ads. You just put money behind it to get more exposure. Carol will take over and tell you a little bit about the ads.
Vamos a hablar un poco de los productos.